Cloud9's bot lane, Sneaky Elimination.
Epic conversation, gentlemen. Thank you very much. And we are joined by Sneaky Elimination after the victory over Curse. Quick question to you guys. Lemon, for you, I guess we'll start. Coming out of Champion Select, you kind of gave him a lease and a few other things that Curse likes to play quite strong. They took on LMQ with a few of those picks last week. Was it kind of in your head at all during picks and bans?
No, we basically got a very good comp ourselves, and we kind of just want to play our own kind of strengths. We had TF with kind of really strong lanes, and we could just make plays all over.
I do want to ask about giving up Braum again, because he's been so highly picked, especially in the LCS NA, and you did play one game on him last week. Why did you decide to let it go through so late into picks and bans?
I feel like if I'm on more of a playmaking champion like Thresh, I can just apply a lot more pressure than Braum can. Braum gets really strong if he's ahead, like in teamfights, where he can block so much damage, but it's really hard to get ahead if you're not making plays.
All right, Sneaky, going into the AD carries mine, we see the 2v1s, we see the 2v nuns, I should say standard lanes, not 2v1s. But what do you prefer as an AD carry? Kind of, we haven't really seen what you're branding yourself with a play style coming into the summer split. Do you actually like to play aggressive? Do you want that laid-back farm lane? How do you like to play it?
I like the 2v1 a lot because I usually come out of it with a BF longsword. So I'm really strong at that point in the game. And before that, I'm just like free farming, and I'm usually against their top laner, which is usually a free kill sometimes if they overextend and like try and fight for CS and stuff. So it's like really easy advantages, I'd say, compared to 2v2, where you actually have to worry about the jungler coming in and fighting the 2v2 in general. It's a lot more riskier.
Yeah, and getting back to the game a little bit, the overall matchup, Curse was sticking very close in gold and what looked to be a stronger late game composition. Was that worrying you guys a little bit, or was that kind of as planned for the game?
They were doing quite well mid-game until the Dragon fight, where we turned out way ahead.
We actually had that Dragon fight, if we could pull it up on the screen.
Right.
Maybe you could walk us through
why
it was such a bad idea for them to go in there, if we can just pull that up right now. So let me take us through it.
We basically had the much stronger top laner with Renekton, and he was actually able to come in and basically guarantee the fight win. So them fighting it.
Because at this point, were you just baiting to hope that Jax, or because you knew he didn't have the teleport and just daring him into not coming?
Yeah, and Boss at this time was just extremely strong. And basically they just fall to our team fighting.
Yeah, I was just in the back, just staying away from all the dangers of their team comp.
What kind of has pushed Cloud9 into this wanting to have global pressure on the map? Last few splits, we've seen Cloud9 kind of control a game from finish to end without going back to TF, without going to other picks. Why now back to the kind of the global pressure and control game?
I think it's always been kind of viable. I think right now it just came into this game being a very strong pick. I think it's just this game specifically.
And you feel like after the Dragon fight happened right there, was that control of the game, or did you still have to make more plays afterwards? Because it did seem fairly contested for a while.
Yeah, I mean, they do have a very strong late game comp if they can ever get there, but we have such strong picking and such high pressure on the map that they had to like fight everything and kind of play extremely safe, and we just took advantage of it slowly.
What makes it most difficult when you're playing against Curse in that type of situation? A team that can almost come from behind in kills, in gold, and kind of take those fights. How do you pick and choose which ones to get?
I mean, you just got to look for the good ones.
It's a lot easier with TF, just because we can ult and see where everybody is. And we're like, yeah, these guys alone, go for them.
Yeah, and Sneaky, actually, we have another replay if we could pull this up on the screen as well. This was a little bit later into the game as you guys are trying to find the fight near the bottom inhibitor. Once again, while Jax is gone, actually walk me through this as your 80 carry perspective.
Fight got crazy, didn't it?
Got a little bit messy.
Yeah. So we made the call to try and go on this because there's a big wave coming, and then we just go on dominate, and I'm sitting there hitting the turret. There was no one for me to really hit, and then I basically stay on the turret because no one ever comes in my range until later. And I think Kai was calling kill the turret there, and now we're fighting, basically.
Yeah, it ended up being a very close fight here. Were there cohesive calls to fall back, or was it just more of an organic thing because everyone knew they were low?
It was kind of a fight call from Hai because he didn't know we were also low. So then we were like, oh, we're low as Jesus because now we're all running. And if that got a kill, then Jinx may have killed everybody, but Hai ends up getting a gold card, and he's like, we can turn on this, and then we turn and kill him.
Really, really close fight, because clearly if a few things would have went the other direction, that fight maybe would have swung it.
Yeah, I think if Jinx got an earlier reset on somebody like Lemon, if he didn't get out before the Jax killed him, then he may have killed everybody, but ended up going in our favor.
All right, guys, seems to definitely be coming together. A few more questions for you before we let you go. Coming up in this split now as the winds start to fall in your favor a little bit more, what is Cloud9 doing to kind of bring back that champion title that you guys have had the last 2 splits?
What do you think?
I think we've been trying to just get a lot better practice. Actually, this week, since we had to play so early, we were doing 3 scrim blocks a day, which we normally do 2. So we were getting a lot more practice in, and I think it really helped us a lot. And I don't know, we don't really have much time for solo queues, so we're all just spam team-oriented stuff.
LMQ is also your next matchup this week, and last week they went 1-1 against Curse and EG. Do you guys sense any type of vulnerability there, or are they still fearful as a first-place team?
LMQ is an extremely strong team, and I think the only reason they actually gave up a game last week was because of their cast and give up, which didn't pan out for them. So I don't think they'll make the same mistake again.
All right. Well, best of luck in the matchup. You guys going for the top of the scoreboards. We still got more games than you can shake a stick at. After the break, Team Solo Mid will test their mettle against the first place Dignitas. Don't go anywhere.